Hey, yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. And man, we back with another one and a quick one at that. Yo, hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe, man. We appreciate all that love. We getting straight into it, man. We just, tuned in to the likes of the Gervonta Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, weigh-ins. We're locked in. We're going in. The weekend is getting down. March 1st, 2025. It's going down for the likes of, again, Gervonta Tank Davis taking on the likes of Lamont Roach. And we're going to talk about it real quick, real fast, man. We're getting straight into this, man. It's going to be a quick breakdown, a quick live chat, a quick live breakdown for you guys. Let's get into it, right? Before we get really just cracking, right? Before we just get really going, before we get into the shit, to the details, to the topics, right? Let's get it straight on the scene right now. Lay it out, because I know a lot of people are going to skip. You don't watch the whole damn video. You don't watch the whole damn live. Let's just get straight to the points right away. Who do we have winning between Gervonta Tank Davis taking on the likes of Lamont Roach March 1st, 2025? We have Gervonta Tank Davis. How? TKO stoppage between rounds 6 and 8, because they got to figure each other out. Again, they are familiar with each other. Let's not get it confused. Let's not get everything misconstrued. They are familiar with each other. This is nothing new. Hell, some people even start calling them friends. Why? Because these two gentlemen have been in the ring versus amateurs. They have been in the ring sparring. They are very familiar with each other. They both do good business with each other. DC versus Baltimore. I got it. Good. Let's talk about the reasoning of why it's going to take a minute to, get this fight going, right? Gervonta Tank Davis will beat Lamont Roach. I don't think no one's surprised about this. I don't think anyone's confused about this. I don't think anyone disagrees with the likes of Lamont Roach losing this fight to Gervonta Tank Davis. Some may say he go all the way. Some say he might get knocked out. But here on Sunday podcast, we got him getting knocked out, and knocked out violently. Why? Because they know each other. They've been in the ring. Just what we just said. They know each other. They've been through this before. They've been in sparring. They've been in amateurs. They're very familiar. The camps know each other. The reason it's going to take a little while between rounds 6 through 8 is because, damn it, they know each other. They know each other, and they're going to try to confuse each other. That's why they switched up the camps. That's why Gervonta Tank Davis has a different coach this go around. Head coach. His coach is still there. Don't get it confused. Don't get it bewildered. He is still there. There is a reason he switched it up to bring in some new things to throw off the likes of Lamont Roach, and vice versa. Same thing for Lamont Roach to Tank Davis. They're going to implement new game plans. They're going to implement things to throw each other off, keep each other off of their trail, right? But once they get the scrapping, once they get the going, once they get the fighting, your natural techniques, your natural ability, your natural things about yourself are going to come back out. There's going to be something that slips. You cannot go all fucking 12 rounds and not be yourself. That's what's going to happen between rounds 6 and 8. Lamont Roach, he's going to try all the tricks in the book. He's going to throw everything he can to throw Gervonta Tank Davis off his trail, things that he already knows, things he knows from amateurs, things he knows from sparring. And the same thing for Tank. And he's going to slip. He's going to revert back to the real him. Hit the music. Let's go. Let's get in straight to it. The 3-minute fight drill, your 3-minute fight breakdown. For this one, again, we said we got the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis taking on the likes from Lamont Roach. It's easy work for Gervonta Tank Davis. It will go not all the way. It will be an interesting fight until it gets stopped. We got the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis stopping him in the rounds between, 6 and 8. It's got to be easy work between 6 and 8 as they get familiar with each other, as they get comfortable, as they start making mistakes, as they fall back into their natural selves. Rounds 1 through 4, they're playing pretend. They've got these new camps. They got these new coaches. They got these people trying to throw each other off. Again, I can't say this enough. These two are very familiar with each other. These two have fought each other before. These two have been around the room. They are very familiar. Let's not play games here. PBC picked this for a reason. PBC picked this fight for a clear reason because Gervonta Tank Davis has seen the likes of Lamont Roach, and vice versa. Lamont Roach have seen the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis. It's going to be a good scrap until it's over. They are going to switch it up so they, meaning both camps, don't walk in and be like, yeah, I know him, I know them, and then they walk into the ring from rounds 1 through 2, 3 through 4, switching it up to throw each other off. That is what's going to happen. It's got to happen. Because if you walk in thinking you knew that man from the amateurs, you knew that man from the likes of sparring, you will get stopped. You will get beat. And the only one that can do that, obviously, is Gervonta Tank Davis. Has the stopping power. He has the charisma to put a man out and put the lights out. Lamont Roach, let's get it correct. He's a good boxer, no disrespect to him, but he does not have the power to bang with the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis. He is moving up from 130 pounds champion to take on the likes of 135 pound champion. Now it's 5 pounds. You might be confused of why is it only 5 pounds. To my casual friends, 5 pounds means a whole hell of a lot in the lighter weight divisions. It means something. But more importantly, it means something in the terms of power and movement. Gervonta Tank Davis has that power. He has that movement. He's been fighting there. He moved up to 140, took on the likes of Mario Barrios, put him down when he was down on the cards. That means my man at 135 has the power to put a man out. Again, Lamont Roach is going to try to confuse Gervonta Tank Davis. He's going to try to throw him off of his game and think he's going to outbox him in the terms of Shakur Stevenson. Why are we bringing up Shakur Stevenson? Because that is Shakur Stevenson's game plan. He cannot knock out the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis when they finally get it on. We're going to get to this in a minute because that should be the next fight. That should be the next scrap. I'm sick and tired of both fan camps going back and forth. Let's get this done. It's 2025. Let's get this shit over with and done. Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson get this scrap going and get this shit settled. Who is the better boxer? Who is the better fighter? And you already know who we're picking on that one. I got it for the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis to beat the likes of Shakur Stevenson strictly because of power, strictly because of his resume, strictly because of his technique. But don't get this twisted. Shakur Stevenson is a hell of a boxer. He is a defensive genius. He can move very much well around the ring. But let's back it up to the case of this fight. Lamont Roach is not Shakur Stevenson. He is not as great of a boxer as him. Can we all agree on that or not? He is not Shakur Stevenson. Whether we want to argue about the resumes and forth or not, it takes a great talent to beat the likes of Gervonta Davis, and it takes even more so of skill and power to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. He is a one-in-a-lifetime generation talent. He figures a way to win. He connects with his audience. He connects with the culture. He connects with his fan base. He's going to win. And somebody asked me, why does fan base matter? Why does connecting with the culture matter? It really doesn't matter when you get in the ring. It matters for preparation to get into the ring because it's that confidence build. That's that connection. It's that root. It's that you build the damn tree. You got to have roots, right? The roots come from the fan base. It gives him energy. It gives him something to walk in there to do and to fight for. Not just his family, not just because he wants money, but when he walks into that ring and he sees the audience, no matter the arena, whether it's 100,000 people, 10,000 people, or 2. He connects to the people that's looking at him, and it gives him energy. He's unstoppable when it comes to that factor, and a lot of people don't think about that. Lamont Roach, shout out to that man. Shout out him taking the fight. Shout out him for trying to be great. But in this case, friends, he does not stand too much of a chance. It's about a 70-30 fight prediction for him. Obviously, we got it for the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis, stopping him between round 6 and 8. But Lamont Roach is going to have to disconnect the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis from his roots, disconnect him from his game plan, and throw him off in order to have a chance. And he will not knock him out. Let's not play games. We cutting straight to it. There's no way he knocks him out. I've seen other podcasts. I've seen other people talking about it. There's no way Lamont fucking Roach knocks out Gervonta Tank Davis. Excuse my language. There's no way. Let's keep it honest. Let's be legit. The way that he does beat Tank, the way that 30% shows up, box smart with smart pressure. Move around the ring and stay out of the damn way. Stay out of the way. Get it done. Get it done. Just move, box smart, go to the body, keep him confused, and, back out. That's the way that he wins this fight. Again, that's not how we see it going. I don't think he can stick to that true game plan, stick to the coaching corner in this case. I really believe he's going to fall back into the old ways. And eventually his old techniques come out. Gervonta Tank Davis catches the cadence. He usually catches on around rounds 5 through 7. Gervonta Tank Davis downloads that data. He understands who the person he is in front of, and he implements his countermeasures to get in there, sneak in that uppercut. His best punch is the uppercut. Most people think it's the check left hook. It's his uppercut from Gervonta Tank Davis from countering that actually puts men out and sets up the knockout for him. Gervonta Tank Davis will figure out the likes of Lamont Roach and put him up out of there. No disrespect. Shout out to both men getting in that ring and making it happen. Again, no disrespect. Lamont Roach will not be able to carry that game plan all 12 rounds to throw off the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis and keep him off of his trail. He will figure it out and he'll put him out. Now, with that said, I love me a great underdog story. I love me a let's turn the damn division upside down. But this is not a turn the division upside down type story. This is not a turn the division upside down type of night. I can't see it. But if he is going to do it, Lamont Roach is going to have to turn this into a boxing match. Stay clean, stay clear, and stay out of the damn way. If he does that, now my concern is, does this fight turn into a boring fight? I'm more concerned, does it turn into a snooze fest? You just won off of points. Definitely don't want to see that, especially for what, $89, $90, you name it. He can't afford that either because I think he will get taken away on the cards regardless. He's got to make sure that he takes it from the champion. I'm a strong believer in take it from the champion. I don't give a damn about boxing him out. If you're going to outbox him, you better make sure it's clean, clear, decisive, and you put in some work and you put in that pressure. Don't just pity pat. Don't just think you're going to stay out of the way, move around, run all night, hit here and clear. Yeah, outland them here and there. No, that does not work for the sport of boxing. Again, this is the sport of boxing, the business of boxing. This is the fight game. This is, more importantly, the hurt game. All the way from the likes of Muhammad Ali, on the way up to Mike Tyson, to the likes of even Floyd Money Mayweather. Floyd Money Mayweather, people get it confused. Yeah, he was a defensive genius, defensively sound, but he put in the hurt game. He is a offensive pressuring fighter who was just defensively sound. The only thing that hurt Floyd Money Mayweather is he didn't have no damn power. If he had the power of Gervonta Tank Davis, he would clearly be one of the greatest boxers of all time. Although he claims that for himself, we obviously got others ahead of him. He would clearly be that. His genetics, his hands, he was always hurt. And we're going to get into that about the likes of Shakur Stevenson. Stay tuned. Floyd Money Mayweather would be one of the greatest, one of the best sound that made it happen. if he only had the power of Gervonta Tank Davis. It takes a lot to be recognized as a great fighter, great boxer, pound for pound, you name it. It's not just moving around the ring and outpointing somebody. This is not the amateurs. This is not what this is. If you're going to take it from the likes of the champion, you come in and take it from the champion. You put on the offense, you pressure him right, you do stay out the way, you box smart, you implement defense, and you, more importantly, give the fans the show they want to see and make sure the judges understand you are the better fighter. Not just the boxer. You are the better fighter that night. Now let's get into it. Does Gervonta Tank Davis knock out the likes of Lamont Roach? Hell yes, he will. He will stop him in violence. He will stop him very late. Again, in our terms, very late is routine rounds 6 through 8. And it's only because these two men are very familiar with each other. It's going to take some time to break through the smoke screen, the disguise, the things they're doing to each other, throw each other off their trail, to switch things up so they're not familiar with each other. And when they get back to their normal, natural instincts, Gervonta Tank Davis will piece that together with the data he's already downloaded. Again, he's usually a notoriously slow starter, only because he's trying to download everything about his opponent, understand where they're at, understand how they're moving, catch their cadence, and counter their measures and counterpunch. Once that is understood between rounds 6 through 8, it's over. He'll start piecing them together, start putting that work together, similar to what he did to Frank Martin. Frank Martin, in this case, though, had power. He had a good pop. He's a southpaw at that, had a good straight left that kept Tank honest. I don't think Lamont Roach has the power and the punch to keep Tank honest. Now, we could be very wrong in this, and we'll later figure out if that's right or wrong. But in our case, he would download the data, understand Tank, understand where he's at. Tank will understand the likes of Lamont Roach, understand what's going on, understand what the situation is, and implement the right counter punches, the right counter measures, the right defense, and more importantly, I'm going to say it again, he would hit him with the correct uppercut to steal this fight, set it up, break down the likes of Lamont Roach, and then eventually stop him with the overhand left. It will start with the uppercut. Why? Because Lamont Roach will get comfortable as he's winning rounds 1 through 2. Again, we got Lamont Roach winning rounds 1 through 2. 3 will go to Tank Davis. 4 will probably go back to Lamont Roach as he's figuring out, like, damn, he's catching up to him. And between rounds 5 through 8, it's any man's game, any man's pleasure to win those rounds. Tank, he's not a round pleaser. He's not a guy that's going out to just win the rounds. He's going in to beat his opponent. That does cost him. And again, we bring it back to the initial, point of if Lamont Roach is going to win, the only way he wins is if he is able to outbox, outsmart, and make this fight boring for Tank Davis and disengage him from the fight. That is a 30% chance. If you're going to bet it, bet it. That's a 30% chance that he can actually successfully do that. Gervonta Tank Davis, though, is very patient, very disciplined. You saw him walk in today at 133 pounds on the scale. He has never weighed in that prepared, that fit, that ready for a fight. It is for that reason Lamont Roach is in trouble. I think it'll be a very patient destruction between round 6 through 8, as Lamont Roach clearly thinks he's in this fight, gets confused by what he's doing, misunderstands why he's even still in this fight between rounds 5, think he actually has a chance, and Gervonta the Tank Davis lets him know, turns it on, and corrects him in the middle of the damn fight of why he shouldn't even be here, why this fight is not for him, why he never stood a chance. And that is very demoralizing when you get in there and you're doing your best, you're doing your thing, you're a true warrior, a true fighter like the likes of Lamont Roach, and you get clipped, you get outboxed, you get knocked down, and the writing is on the wall that you never belonged in this damn ring with the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis, who is clearly the best 135-pound fighter right now, and I'm including Lomachenko in that, whether he retires or not. There is no way Lamont Roach beats the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis. It's a 70-30 chance for him to win that, and I mean in favor of Gervonta Tank Davis. Now that 30% is big. Again, if he does it, it's got to be very boring. He's got to be very cautiously sound, defensively sound, and just stay out the damn way. I don't think he can do that. And if he does do that, and then I think just Gervonta will understand what's going on and then try to walk him down and walk him out the fight. Now let's get into the real issue. I know a lot of people clicked on this to see what we're talking about. Yeah, he knocked out the likes of Lamont Roach. I think a lot of us understand that. I think a lot of us anticipate that happening. Shakur Stevenson. What is the path to Shakur Stevenson? Does Gervonta Tank Davis knock out the likes of Shakur Stevenson? Does he get him out of the way? Does he stop this kind of man? Does he stop that kind of pressure? And all this at the same time, Shakur Stevenson has been staying, 10 toes down. 10 toes down with the PBC. 10 toes down with everywhere they've been, from Showtime to now Amazon Prime. 10 toes down for the likes of Gervonta the Tank Davis. How does he get to the likes of Shakur Stevenson? Is this fight even feasible? Is this fight even reasonable? And then who would win if this fight actually happened? Here on the Sign A podcast, man, we truly believe this fight can finally happen. I think it's in a better probability to happen than it's ever been. Why? Because the likes of Shakur Stevenson signing on with the likes of DAZN, getting down with Turki Al-Sheikh. Why am I bringing that up? Because normally, when you're on different promotions, the wrong side of a street, things go what? Wrong. Things go what? Sideways. Everybody gets what? The business wasn't right. The money wasn't right. But one thing we learned about Turki Al-Sheikh is there is no money. There is no wrong side of the street. He's doing business with everybody. He's willing to put the bread up. He's willing to put the fight on. He's willing to make this thing happen. He's willing to see the big fights happen. He is a fan of boxing, and a clear fan of boxing at that. This fight, once it does happen, I think it will happen in 2025. I think it'll happen either late fall. Best case is early summer, even though the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis said he wants that fight 3 times this year. He ain't fought 3 times in a year in damn 10 years. I think if he does fight again, it will happen in the likes of fall, probably either right before Canelo takes on Terrence Bud Crawford or right after Canelo Crawford. Who wins this fight once it happens? If it happens. Gervonta Tank Davis. No disrespect to the likes of Shakur Stevenson. No disrespect to any other fighter that can come his way and step in and challenge. Shakur Stevenson clearly has no power. No power. You were born with power, I get it. But you can always increase a little bit of your power by working out, stamina, your regimen, and so forth. But it is very clear the likes of Shakur Stevenson does not have any power, and more importantly, any power to challenge the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis, keeping him honest, like we just said against Lamont Roach. He does not have the power to keep this man honest, keep him from pressuring him down, keeping him from walking him down, keeping him from unloading the way he needs to. Now, he can outbox, clearly. He's got a better chance than like Lamont Roach. He can move around, he can box, he can outpoint, he can do what a true boxer would do. Swim without getting wet. But even with swimming without getting wet, eventually you're going to have to walk through that fire. Eventually you're going to have to feel something. Eventually you're going to have to keep this man up off of you, because unless you got triathlon type stamina, he's going to catch you. He's going to catch you in the ring. He's going to catch you on the ropes. He's going to catch you in the corner. And eventually you're going to have to feel them shots and understand what is truly happening to you in that ring. Shakur Stevenson will be knocked out violently against the likes of Shakur Stevenson. And I know a lot of people will hear that as if we're hating, hear that as if we're big upping Gervonta Tank Davis. No, we're not. Styles make fights. That is a bad style for either man, by the way. That's a bad style for either fighter. That's a bad style matchup for either man, because Gervonta Tank Davis could get outboxed, could get outpointed, could get outmatched, could get outworked by the likes of Shakur Stevenson. Why? Because Gervonta Tank Davis is known as what? A late starter. He starts late. He likes to download data. He's quick, but I don't know if he's quick as Shakur Stevenson, meaning on the feet. His hand placement is better. His ring IQ to me is better. But his volume, neither one of their volumes is great. It could really turn into a true chess match that we walk out seeing the winner win because of less than 200 punches landed. And it was only strictly driven by accuracy. That's a terrible match. Let me put this in perspective. Shakur Stevenson can pretty much win the same way that Tyson Gypsy King Fury won against Vladimir Klitschko. The undefeated, well, not undefeated at that time, the long-term reigning heavyweight champion. Unified champion. Most people couldn't beat him. Most people couldn't stand up against him. He won strictly because he outboxed Vladimir Klitschko in one of the most boring heavyweight fights of all time. That is how Shakur Stevenson can win. Turn it into a snooze fest. Turn it into a strict boxing match where it's driven by percentage of punches landed and points. Basically like an amateur fight. That is how he could beat Gervonta Tank Davis, and it would be a hell of a boring match. Nothing no one wants to see. That is how he could win. That's exactly what Tyson and Gypsy King Fury did against, again, Vladimir Klitschko at that time, because why? He really couldn't match him as a fighter and as a boxer. Because to match someone as a fighter and as a boxer, you got to also match them by power, skill set, stamina, and patience. If you're missing one of those and you're way off on one of those, i.e. power, then you can't match him as a fighter. You can match him as a boxer. You can get him out of there as a boxer. You can outpoint him as a boxer. You can just play the game. And it's something that most of us fans wrestle with because we don't want to see that. We don't want to see that bullshit. We don't want to see that kind of fight. We want to see two men get in there and see who's the best, who's the real one, who's the true warrior in that ring. That's why we love the likes of Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield, you name it, Roberto Duran. That's why we like those type of fighters. They stood 10 toes down and made the fight happen. It made it interesting for the fight fans and combined everything into one. Again, let's bring it back to the crux of this damn video. Shakur Stevenson's chances only to beat him by boxing. And boxing to a boring decision. Even that is a 70-30 chance victory for the likes of Shakur Stevenson. Actually, I'm going to break that back up. 60-40 chance for the likes of Shakur Stevenson, just because he's a very good boxer. He just doesn't have power. His hands are terrible. His genetics is killing him in that category, similar to the likes of Floyd Money Mayweather. 60-40 for him, a little bit better than the likes of Lamont Roach. But he gets stopped, if we're thinking reality, by the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis. But with that said, once this fight goes down tomorrow, March 1st, 2025, I expect Gervonta Tank Davis to beat the likes of Lamont Roach, to knock out the likes of Lamont Roach between rounds 6 to 8, get it over with, and get it done. He downloads the data. Both men become familiar. Lamont Roach makes his mistakes. He sets him up with that uppercut from the left, stumbles him, gets him confused. He reverts back to his natural instincts, and then Gervonta clearly picks him apart. Overhand left, drops the likes of Lamont Roach, and gets this fight over with. And now we got the likes of Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis set for fall 2025, either right before the likes of Canelo Alvarez taking on Terrence Bud Crawford, or in October, right after that fight is done. Obviously, they can't compete. Obviously, the two brands can't go, like and like with that one. And Turkey Out Chic and Ring Magazine won't let that happen. It's time for this fight to go down. Let's get this over with. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. They are both great fighters, and I'm sick of both camps going back and forth. I'm sick of all the fans. I'm sick of everybody going back and forth and understanding and getting confused and getting butt hurt on who could win, who cannot. Let's get this done. This really reminds me of Anthony A.J. Joshua taking on the likes of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, the fight that we never even got. Do anybody remember between the, mid 2010s? Damn, it even sounds weird to even say that. Time's flying by fast, but 2015 or so to 2020, people were gangbanging for the likes of Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and Anthony A.J. Joshua, who can win, back and forth. Both camps got hurt. We can't afford that no more in the sport of boxing. This is 2025. This is the come find out year and decade for boxing. This is over with. This is done. Let's make it happen. Shakur Stevenson take on the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis after he knocks out the likes of Lamont Roach, outclasses them. Let's get them two men in the ring and let's settle this once and for all so that we can end the gang banging, and the two sides of the street, and everybody speculating on who can win. Power versus finesse. That's really the fight that comes in the hand of Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Both of them are great men. Shout out to both of them. Shout out to them young brothers challenging themselves. I love to see them fight. I love to see them box. We'll be tuned in March 1st, 2025. When Gervonta Tank Davis takes on the likes of Lamont Roach, I expect him to do his business. I expect him to handle it. And then after that, I expect him to walk straight to Shakur Stevenson and not duck. If he does, and he does not call out the likes of Shakur Stevenson, and he does not press for Shakur Stevenson, and PBC does not allow the business to be handled, I'm going to be beyond disappointed, beyond frustrated, because this is 2025. All the big fights are happening now. There is no excuse that Shakur Stevenson and fucking Gervonta Tank Davis cannot happen in 2025 with both of them are healthy. Both of them are in positions with good promoters. Shout out to PBC. Shout out to Al Heyman. Shout out to Turk Al Sheik. Shout out to Ring Magazine that these two men and these two brands, these promotional companies cannot make that fight happen and get it done. I got Gervonta Tank Davis stopping Lamont Roach, and I got him stopping Shakur Stevenson. Not easily for Shakur Stevenson. I got him beating the hell out of Lamont Roach, but for Shakur Stevenson, he's going to have to figure out how to get up in there because he will get outboxed for a little while. But once that power touches Shakur Stevenson, he figures out that this is a real one in the ring and there's a real fight going on, and this is forget the boxing, forget the pointing, forget the amateur shit. It's going to go down. I think he will figure out he's in the wrong place to be, meaning Shakur Stevenson, and Tank Davis means business, but we can only figure this out. We can only find this out if these two men make it happen, and it starts with the boxers. They both got to want it. They both got to demand the promotional companies to make this happen, and as the fans, whether you're casual or hardcore, we've got to push Gervonta to Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson to make this goddamn fight happen fall 2025. Because if we don't, it will never happen. And we'll be sitting around chatting and talking and going to the barbershop saying, I wish it would have happened. I wish this could happen. This is going to be another goddamn Riddick Bowe and Lennox. We can't afford no more of this. It's going to be another goddamn Wilder and AJ. It's going to be a Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao. And even though they got it on, it was way after the fact, not as good as it could have been. Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis got to happen, man. And it's got to happen this year. This is 2025. How many times I got to say it's 2025? This is the come find out year. This is come find out season. This is come find out and make that work happen. Let's see who's right or wrong. Both camps. Both of these men are great. Both of these men are good fighters. Both of these men are real ones. Shout out to Tank Davis. Shout out to Shakur Stevenson. Y'all need to make this fight happen. It starts with you. We're going to find out who's real or not. We're going to find out who really wants it or not. Because 2025, there's no more excuses. There's no more money in the way. There's no more wrong side of the street. Again, it's your boy Kaz Rope, the Sign A Podcast, man. We got the likes of Gervonta Tank Davis knocking out Lamont Roach between rounds 6 and 8, and then step into the likes of Shakur Stevenson later this fall. It's got to happen. And in that one, our early prediction is Gervonta Tank Davis stops the likes of Shakur Stevenson. No disrespect. I just think the power is there. His dedication is there. He weighed in at 133 pounds, guys, tonight. He's focused. He's locked in. He wants to be a better fighter. He wants to be a better man all around. He's 30 now. Gervonta the Tank Davis is 30, guys. That's when you start figuring out who you want to be. Do you want to be a man? Do you want to be about your business? And I think he's finally coming around the likes of he wants to be there for his kids, for his daughters. He wants to be a real one. 133 pounds tonight on the way in. 133 pounds. We were talking about this guy when he couldn't make the scale at 135. Looking like Missy Elliott on the damn scale. We are talking about Gervonta. That Gervonta Tank Davis now is 133 pounds today. Just weighed in less than an hour ago. Dedicated. Who beat a dedicated, focused Gervonta Tank Davis? And I'm going to tell you right now, nobody. He needs to move up to 140 at this case. And it's sad to even say move up to 140 because he is a small fighter. He is truly a 135 pounder. He's less than 5'5", 5'6". 135 is truly his weight class. Shout out to that man. Shout out to Tank Davis. He beats Lamont Roach. If something happens, I know somebody's going to come and say, yeah, Lamont Roach, you down him. Come on, guys. The data is there. The proof is in the pudding. Gervonta Tank Davis, dedicated, is unstoppable. He will win this fight. He will knock him out viciously between round 6 to 8, and then step to the Roach Shakur Stevenson, get him up out of here, get him up out of boxing, not in no disrespectful manner, but there's no more playing. There's no more wrong side of the street. There's no more ducking. There's no more hiding. And that's for, as a matter of fact, forget it. It's for either man. Tank Davis himself. There's no more hiding behind PBC. There's no more hiding behind the brand, behind Al Heyman. The fight starts now. March 1st, 2025, we're going to kick it off, man. It's the find out season. It's the come find out season. It's to come make it happen. It's Gervonta Tank Davis, Lamont Roach, man. Your 3-minute fight breakdown, your 3-minute fight drill is going to come shortly around. I think we got it scheduled around 4:30 today, 16:30 from a military type. It's coming today. We got it dropped. We'll give you the full breakdown, that 3-minute fight breakdown, that 3-minute fight drill. But until then, right now, we're telling you right now, Gervonta Tank Davis knocks out the likes of Lamont Roach, knocks out Shakur Stevenson. When they finally make that fight happen, it'll be a great year of boxing, a great year for Gervonta Tank Davis. It'll put him in the books, put him in the history books, and make him solidified as a true boxer, a true warrior. Shout out to that man. Shout out to Tank Davis. Let's make it happen. I love the dedication. He weighed in again at 133 pounds. I love the fitness. I love where he's at. I love the games he's doing. I love him as a boxer. No homo, no diddy, whatever y'all want to say. Pause. Get it good, man. I'm old as hell. Shout out to that man. Let's make sure he remains the face of boxing. Let's make sure he remains one of the top in the 135-pound division. Shout out to him, man. Gervonta Tank Davis, go out there, put in that work, get that knockout again. It's your boy Casual with the Sign 8 Podcast. We appreciate everybody that tuned in for the live. This was a quick impromptu live. I think we're going to start having this on every other Friday mornings, and then we'll do every other off of that from Saturdays live. But other than that, tune into our 3-minute fight drills, our 3-minute breakdowns, do all our other videos that we got down for breakdowns from heavyweights to light heavyweights, featherweights, you name it, welterweight, super middleweight, light heavyweight, man. We appreciate all that love, man. Hit that like button, please. Subscribe. Please subscribe. You're letting us go quick and grow fast. Until the next time, man, it's your boy Casual with the Sign 8 Podcast. Hit that like button again. Subscribe and peace.